All right. Welcome, everybody. This is Alicia Rittenhouse, and you are here for how to create a virtual assistant business with a waiting list. Such a great title, right? So, I wanted to do this webinar tonight because I wanted to bring more information to virtual assistants in a way that was creative and fun and inventive. I hear often from virtual assistants that they're struggling in their business and they're really struggling to keep clients in a consistent manner. So, tonight's webinar is to hopefully help you create some new ideas on how you can bring clients into your business and keep it consistent so that you've got that income coming in every month from those same clients. So, a little bit about myself. I started my VA business 6 years ago. And, excuse me, I got all excited when I realized that I was muted. I started my VA business 6 years ago, right after I was fired from my corporate job. I got fired for standing up to my boss, who was a guy. And if you know anything about me, I'm very feminine, I guess you could say. I have really trailblazed with my business and the things that I've done as a successful woman. And this last boss that I had was like the epitome of bad bosses. Let me just tell you, he was short man syndrome guy who treated women like they were nothing, that they were never going to be anything, and we should be so thankful that we had a job because of him. So he tried to not pay me commission that I was due, and I stood up to him and I got fired. So I started my own business. And being a virtual assistant has allowed for so many things to happen in my life. I have been able to see what my potential is as a person. When I was in corporate America, I didn't feel like I fit in at all. Even the people that I worked around, really, me and them did not get along. I knew that I had skills, but none of them really, again, fit in with corporate America. So I'm like, was not sure how I was ever going to survive doing the things that I loved and not getting burned on a job only making $10 an hour. So being a virtual assistant opened up all of those doors for me and let me see what my true capabilities were. So I went from $10 an hour to this year I am on track to hit six figures with my business. So it's amazing to see what transformations you can make in your life and what technology and business can really do for you and how it can open up doors and windows and just so many other possibilities too. So that's my story. There's more to my story. If you want to read it, you can check it out on my website or yeah, keep following me. You'll hear more about it. But that's it in a nutshell. I feel like I've already told this story once, so I don't know if I'm repeating myself or not. Since you guys didn't hear it the first time, I apologize. So let's just go ahead, get on with this webinar and all of the great shit that's in it, because that's what you're really here for. You're not here to hear my story, right? All right, so let's get started. In this video, or in this webinar, you will learn why you need to move to a retainer model to build a consistent business, how more equals less, and I'm talking about more hours equals less clients, why you must have a highly sought after skill set, and the easy ways to creating the VIP feeling with your clients. So let's go ahead and get started. Build a consistent business. Isn't that what we all want? We all want a consistent amount of money coming in every month, right? We don't want to have to worry from month to month if it's going to be enough to pay the bills. So you can build a consistent business by having a retainer model. The idea of a retainer model is nothing new, and I'm sure you've heard about it before. maybe you're just not sure how to get into it. The best way to get into it is to start. You can offer your skills as a pay-as-you-go option until you're blue in the face, and clients are just going to take it because if they don't have to make that commitment to work with you, they're not going to do it. But if they know that's the only way to work with you, they will do it, especially if they know that you are good. It is guaranteed business every single month. If you have a client on retainer and you guys are using up that time every month, they're just going to keep coming back. As long as you're helping them in their business, you're helping take away that pain, and you're providing them with a service that is consistent every month, they're going to keep coming back for more. This also helps you to budget your time and your money with ease. If you know exactly how many hours you are using a month with a client and exactly how much money is coming in, you will have no problem budgeting your time and budgeting your money. Help clients every week and every month to build their business. And what I mean by that is the more you are helping them, if it is helping them to build their business and more money is coming in, that is security for you, baby. That means that every month they are going to need your services. If you're putting out programs, I mean, I'm telling you, my VAs probably love me because they know I'm constantly putting stuff out. If your client is always putting out programs, they are always going to need your services. If they're always creating new content, they are always going to need your services. So help them every week and every month to build their business so that they keep coming back for more. And building their business doesn't have to mean always having product sales. I'm talking about their online presence. I'm talking about their social media, their SEO, their blog, their newsletter, building their list. There are so many ways to help them out on a consistent basis every week and every month. Now, one action step that you can take to build a consistent business is to create a 10-hour retainer package that you can present to current or potential clients. And you might be thinking, oh yeah, that sounds easier said than done, right? Well, I have this great free 10-day retainer that will help you boost your retainer hours. It's an email product that when you enter your name, every day you will receive a new tip that gives you an hour a month that you can implement with your clients. There are 10 tips in that series. If you take even just those 10 tips, you can create a 10-hour package that every single client can benefit from. And you may need to adjust one of the tips or two of the tips per client, but that's simple. This is a general idea of how you can assist every client that you have and do so with 10 hours a month. Think if you had 5 clients and that you were assisting them a minimum of 10 hours a month, that's 50 hours a month that you are guaranteed every month. Now take that and times it times your retainer, and you can see what you could potentially have coming in each month, right? So your action step from this one tip is to jot down what you could do in 10 hours for each client. And it could be very, very basic, like calendar management. Calendar management can take up an hour a month. That's only 15 minutes a week. So if you can think of 10 things, 10 items that can take 15 minutes a week, you have a 10-hour retainer package. And if you don't want to think about that, that's fine. I got the guesswork done for you, and we will send you the link to get your name on that list if you want to receive these tips at the end of the record or at the end of this webinar. So stay tuned. More is less. Again, sounds pretty simple, right? Not brain surgery here, trying to figure this out. The more hours you have with clients, the less clients that are needed. So let's think about this. We were just talking about 10-hour retainers. Well, having a 10-hour retainer is probably, for every client, is probably not going to be enough to fill your practice with this more hours, less clients deal. Because on average, the average VA probably is looking for 80 to 100 hours a month, billable hours that they can bill out for. So if you take that, let's say 100 hours is what your ideal amount to have is. And based on what we were just talking about before, with 5 clients, 10 hours, that's 50 hours a month. So that's half full. That's not bad. But imagine if you doubled those hours. So you were working 20 hours a month for a client and you only had 5 clients. That's a lot better than thinking about 10 clients at 100 hours a month, right? So it's so much easier to schedule your day for 3 to 4 or 5 clients rather than 9 to 10, right? Because if you have 10 different clients that email you every day asking you to do certain tasks on that day, can you imagine how hard it's going to be to schedule that out and plan for it? Or even if they wanted you to do it the next day, it is going to be so difficult to function and manage that. It's going to be like your arms are being pulled in 10 different directions, right? But if they're only being pulled in 3 or 4 or 5, that's a little bit more manageable. And chances are you're not going to have all 10 clients emailing you every day at the same time asking you to do the same thing. But it could happen, right? You can't work 24/7 to keep up with everything. And if that was to happen, you would probably have to work 24/7 to make it up and to get caught up and to be ahead of the game. And that's not why you started your business. And that doesn't sound very fun, does it? So if you assisted each client at 20 hours a month, how many would you really need to fill your practice? It's safe to say you would probably need about 5. Depends on how flexible you are. How many hours are you working? Are you taking a day off every week? It may look like you only need 4 clients. The more that you achieve with each client, the less headache it's going to be for you in the long run. So let's go ahead and take a look at that action step. Figure out the total number of hours and clients you need to reach your income goal this year. So let's do a little bit of math. You probably don't have a calculator in front of you, and that was not required. When you listen to the recording, you can skip ahead and find this and do this if you're not doing it right now. I want you to take the total amount that you want to make in 2012. Now, divide that by your hourly rate. That is how many hours you need to work to make that this year. Now, take that number and divide it by, I would divide it by 11 since it's February now. So take that number and divide it by 11 because you've only got 11 more months to work with. Are those hours feasible? Are you going to be able to work that amount of hours in a month? Or does something need to change to make that to happen? If you can reach that number in the month, divide it by 10 hours a month to see how many clients you need to have, which you could probably do that without a calculator. I hope you can do that without a calculator. And take that same number by 20. And you can see the difference of what it looks like building your business with more for less And you can also see what it will look like knowing that you have a consistent amount coming in every month, whether it's 10 hours per client or 20 hours per client. It's consistent and it's coming in. Can you see how powerful that can be for your business? It totally solves your money problems, your money worries, wondering if that amount is going to come in every month to pay your bills. You know it's coming in. It's on retainer. You have that client on contract, and they love your services, so they're not even questioning paying that every month. If you don't solve this problem, you're going to be missing out on opportunities. You're probably going to have a major ass headache with your business. You're going to be staying stuck. And you're going to be making less money. Let's just face it. That's basically what it boils down to. If you don't start taking action on your business today, right now, right? So let's go ahead and move on. Skills that rock the house. We all want that, don't we? We want skills that rock the house, that have clients busting down our doors and begging to work with us, right? When you have skills that rock the house, you have the ability to charge more. So that number that you just divided those totals by, it goes up when you get the techie skills. When you get the skills that rock the house that all the clients want, you can charge a lot more. Again, more equals less here. The more you know, the more you charge, the less you have to work. I like that equation, don't you? Clients are attracted to your skills, girl. Like I said, and I'm pretty sure there's all girls that signed up for this webinar. I did not see any guys on it before I put that into this presentation. But they are attracted to your skills. Clients do look for that connection with their VA, but ultimately they want that one-stop shop, that one client that can do everything for them, that one client that can take away all of their pain by saying, I can do that for you, not a problem, right? So if you have the skills that rock the house, you're going to rock your client's world. They're going to love you. This is going to make them pound your door down. It's going to help you create that waiting list that we're talking about here. Everyone can stand to learn something new. Everyone, even myself. I take pride in the fact that I learn something new almost every single day. And some of the things that I learn new might be things that I was wrong on. And that's okay. I have no problem when somebody tells me that I'm wrong and they teach me the right way to do something. So everyone can stand to better their skills, to learn something new, and better their business at all times. Because if you're learning, you're growing. And if you're growing, then you're just bettering yourself and making people want to work with you more because you're a rock star that's rocking the house. And those skills can grow your business too. When you learn the skills that your clients need you to do for them, you can implement every single one into your business. That's why I have built such a successful business, is because I have taken every single thing that I have learned from implementing it with my clients and implemented it into my own business. Whether it's been about list building or social media or product creation, product launches, you name it, I implement it into my business. And you as a consumer see that. That's where learning is such a great thing. It can always help your business. So let's go ahead and take a look at the action step on the skills that rock the house. So we're talking about numbers here because numbers is what helps you realize what your potential is, right? And what the bottom line is with your business. This is how you know where you need to grow from and what you need to do. So I want you to now take that number, what your hourly rate was, that you divided by your yearly income. Now try and divide that by $55 to $65. You can either do on the low end or you can do it on the high end. You can do both of them. And see how that amount of hours significantly decreased versus what you're charging now for your hourly rate with clients. The higher that you can charge, the more your rate is. That means the less amount of hours that you have to work to reach that yearly goal. And by having the skills that rock the house, that's how you're going to be able to increase that hourly rate. So now I want you to create a list of skills. Well, maybe not now, after the webinar is over. I want you to create a list of skills that could help you better assist your clients. This is going to help you find out what you need to learn to have skills that rock the house. Because if you don't know what you need to implement, you're not going to be able to implement it to help it grow your business. And they're not going to know, or you're not going to know what your clients are looking for. So make that list so that you can help assist your clients with better skills. So now we've covered how you can charge a little bit more per hour, how you can have retainer hours that build a consistent business, how having more hours is actually going to be less work for you, and how charging more is going to be less work for you or more money in your pocket. Now we really need to focus on what that one thing is that's going to make you stand out from the rest of the virtual assistant businesses out there. Because there's plenty. Every day a new virtual assistant is starting a business. But let me just tell you that for every virtual assistant that's starting a business, there's plenty of other clients that are starting businesses too. There is an abundance of work out there right now for virtual assistants, so don't worry about that. You need to worry about your business, how you can build it, and how you can create that VIP treatment for your client. What's your signature touch that you can put into your business or that you can provide to a client that will make them know that they have to work with you? Like, think about luxury hotel services and what that signature touch is that they have. How can you provide that to your clients in their business? Think about that for a second. How can you create an experience like no other? Think about that. It could be that you offer your retainer clients weekly strategy calls that you're not on the clock for. It could be unlimited email support. Maybe you offer them a quicker turnaround time on request. What is that signature experience that you're giving them? What benefits can you give to your VIP customers? And remember, your VIP customers are your retainer clients, because those are the ones that are helping you build a consistent business. They're helping you fill your practice that will then create your waiting list. So what can you offer to them? A great way to create a little bit of urgency with clients is to add a upcoming date on your website that you're taking new clients. Because let's face it, if a client comes to your website tomorrow, you really shouldn't take them on tomorrow, right? So you can set a date in the future that says, I will now be taking new clients on February 13th. Sign up for your consult today. By the time the two of you sign up a consultation and it actually happens, and maybe then you go back and have a second consultation, February 13th will be here and you can take on that new client. So this is another way that you can just kind of create that VIP feeling that you only take on clients when you can handle their load. Create an urgency and need that client cannot live without. And like I said, that's about adding a date to your website that says you're taking new clients on and not until that date. You're giving them VIP treatment. You're telling them all of the benefits that they receive by working with you before they're even working with you. Roll out that red carpet, baby. Roll it on out. Because you want those clients to feel VIP. Because they're going to keep coming back to you every month. And then they're going to be the referrals that are helping you with that waiting list. Because if you're doing a great job for them, they're going to refer you to their friends or their business partners or people that are in a mentorship program with them or a mastermind program with them or attend a live event with them. There's going to be all of these outlets and ways for referrals when you roll out that VIP treatment for that one client. So let's talk about the action step. Create 2 to 3 specials that a VIP or retainer client receives when working with you at a date in the future of when you will be taking on new clients. So first I want you to create 2 or 3 ideas. Remember we talked about a couple. You could add weekly strategy calls. You could let them know that they have a 24-hour turnaround service if once they request something to be done. Do whatever works well for you, but create 2 or 3 special things that you can display on your website that lets clients know the benefit of working with you in a retainer relationship. And then also add a date in the future when you will be taking on new clients. You should put this info on your Work With Me page and update the page as needed. So the date, like if it's February 13th, every week make a note for yourself on your calendar to go to that web page and update it so that it has a future date on it. So that anytime a new client comes there, they see that date moved, they know you're taking on clients. Once you fill your practice, and that's going to happen if you even implement 2 of the things that I have told you in this video today. You will fill your practice. When you create when your practice is full, you'll create your waiting list, and that date will say, I'm not taking on any new clients right now, but you can send me an email and get your name on a waiting list. And I will contact you the minute a space comes available. And they will do it. Maybe your clients only sign 3-month retainers, so every 3 months you're taking on a new client. If you put that on your website and you say, I'm currently full, I'm taking on new clients in approximately 2 months, they will sign up to work with you if you have the skills that they need. Oh, yes, they will. Even if you implemented just one thing from this webinar, it's going to make a difference in your business and help you achieve working towards having a business with a waiting list. Now, if you implement everything, it's only going to be a matter of time before that happens. You can't have a waiting list if you don't know what your maximum capacity is. Because remember, the end result is to hit maximum capacity. You don't want to go over. If you go over capacity, you're going to not deliver up to your capabilities for your clients. You're going to piss them off and you're going to lose them. When you reach capacity and you let clients know that you are no longer taking them on, they are going to sign up for that waiting list because they know that you're good. You're holding on to your clients, and that's why you've got a waiting list. So, with that being said, do you want more? Who doesn't want more, right? Even though I said more equals less, right? Or less equals more. If you want more, if you want to make your skills rockin', if you want to get a little bit of coaching in your business, then I think you need to check out the Geek Labs. If you want to learn the skills it takes to help clients build businesses, would you like to have free private coaching call with me? Who wouldn't want that, right? That you don't have to pay for. You just get a free private coaching call with me. Then take action now and you can save $100 as well if you sign up for the Geek Labs. It is called, the official name is the Geek Labs Technical Virtual Assistant Training Program, and it starts in less than 2 weeks. I created it in 2011, and I've already put through over 60 virtual assistants in 1 year because this program is that awesome. I help you get over your fears of the techie stuff. All of that stuff that you're turning clients away for right now, I help you get over it. And I help you do it in about 7 weeks. It's a pretty short class. Gives you everything that you need to know about productivity, WordPress, taking online payments, and much more. It is a great program. Every week you have Q&A calls. So what that means is you get the videos, you get the content, and then you get me for an hour with the group, and you get to ask as many questions as you have about the training, about everything that you learned in the program. So this is very, very valuable. You also, not only are you receiving, I pardon my dog barking right now, but not only are you receiving a private coaching call with me, but I also have a free webinar teleconference. Actually, it's a teleconference, it's not a webinar, about raising your rates and helping you overcome that fear of raising your rates. So some really great bonuses. But here's the catch. That free private coaching call with me is going away Friday night at midnight. So you only have until Friday night at midnight to get that. If you sign up Saturday morning, you ain't getting that free private coaching call with me. So I encourage you to act quickly and to sign up. And I will tell you that we are already over half full. So I would suggest that you act quickly to not only guarantee a seat in the Geek Labs, but to also get a free hour of coaching with me, which I think sounds like a pretty great deal. So if you want to accelerate your learning curve and you want to implement and take action now, go to vatrainingprogram.com for more information. Make sure that you click on the early bird enrollment button, and that will take you to the page that's got everything that you need to know about for the Geek Labs training program. And you will save $100, which pretty fabulous. So with that being said, let's go ahead and I'm going to end the presentation and we're going to go into questions and answers. So I'm going to stop screencasting and move into the question and answer round. So give me about 30 seconds. Oh no, could nobody see my screen? Ah! Oh, what a pooper. Oh my goodness, that stinks. Ah, I don't know why it did that. That's so crazy. Okay, well, you gotta love technology, right? Yeah. When the recording comes, you guys will see my screen because I recorded it with my screen recorder. So you guys will be able to see the slides. But I also will get you the PDF of all of the slides too, so that you can see the individual points. Yeah, damn, I know. That's what I was saying too. I was even checking my email, making sure that there was no technical difficulties occasionally. So I apologize. That was the bad thing though, is that when I entered the full screen mode, um, I couldn't see your guys' comments or questions with GoToWebinar. So, it's all right. We'll roll with the punches. Well, with the content I gave you, did you guys have any questions? I am so sorry you couldn't see my screen. And if you did already sign up for the program, it depends on what you receive. Email support at aliciarittenhouse.com and we'll fill you in on everything, because we were offering certain discounts and things like that. And so, though, if you received a discount, you may not receive a bonus. So a question was asked about repeating the information about the 10 tips. So I created, you can Google it maybe right now and find it, but we will get you a link in the email that goes out this evening. But I created, it's called Boost Your Retainer Hours. And it's 10 tips to boost your retainer hours. Every day you receive an email with a new tip that gives you an hour a month that you can implement with each client. So, one of the tips is calendar management, and it gives you ideas and suggestions of how you can manage your client's calendar for that month to create that hour of work. So, it's really, really great. And I also created it if you have a client and they're maybe like stumped, like, how can I use a virtual assistant? I created it, how to get the most out of your virtual assistant. That's on my Facebook page. So if you signed up for how to get the most out of your virtual assistant, 10 tips, that's pretty much the same thing, only it's wrote towards the client's perspective rather than the VA's point of view. So if you received those 10 tips, and you need them resent, or maybe you have them saved, Go visit them. They are great. Yes, and we will get the link to you. And also, as a bonus, I forgot to mention it. In the email with the recording and the booze tips, I am sharing with you one of the training videos that you receive in the Geek Labs training course. So you'll want to stay tuned for that too and check it out. Just to kind of sneak peek. The next Geek Labs officially starts February 13th. So this is a great, great question about the training program. Um, it is basically not okay. Let me start over. The question was, do you recommend your program for more advanced VAs who already know WordPress and one shopping cart? No. But even if you do know WordPress and one shopping cart, you could still take this and probably learn something from it. This training course is for that VA that just has the basic administrative skills right now. Maybe they've dabbled in Aweber or worked in Constant Contact a little bit. They may have even stepped off the ledge and jumped into one shopping cart. But they don't quite understand all of the aspects of everything that goes into being a techie VA. That's where the Geek Labs comes in. And it walks you through from start to finish. We start off talking about the HTML document and code and learning that. And then we work your way up. And then after you've graduated out of the Geek Labs, which there's no final exam, you're not graded on anything. You go at it at your own pace. And when you feel comfortable, then we also have an advanced lab that's only offered to those VAs that have went through the first training course. So the advanced lab takes you through sales pages and more detailed product launches, teleseminars, webinars, more advanced things. The Geek Labs Virtual Assistant Techie Training course is the basics. It walks you through the first steps. It teaches you MailChimp, Constant Contact, One Shopping Cart, all of those basics, and works your way up so that you feel comfortable. It even goes into product launches. If you check out vatrainingprogram.com and then click on early bird, it goes through everything that you will learn in the program as well. And the advanced lab, yes, we will be running the advanced lab course this summer, but not until then. This is a great question. Most of the shopping carts that are out there, or one shopping cart does track inventory, and so does the other one that we teach you that plugs into WordPress. It does teach you inventory tracking. Basically what it is it's just you tell that the number of that you have. It's not a real robust system if you have like a warehouse. This is more for clients that have less than 20 products. When you move into more than 20 products, you're probably looking at more of an open source shopping cart system. That is not taught in the Geek Labs. This is more for helping that basic entrepreneur out when they're first getting started. And we teach you how to put all of the online payments onto your website or onto your client's website. Yep, we teach you how to turn WordPress into a money-making machine. Um, you can't take the advanced lab. Oh, it was a question about should you wait for the advanced lab. You can't take the advanced lab, and it's not even offered to the public. So it's not even an option unless you went through the Geek Labs program. So if you want to catch the advanced labs this summer, I would suggest that you take it February, which it's starting in 2 weeks, so that you can ensure a spot for the advanced lab, because the advanced lab is only open to a select number, and we sold out of the last one, so I'm sure that summer's going to sell out as well. Yes, one must complete the first lab before you can even receive any information about the advanced lab. I didn't even and won't even make the advanced lab available to the public unless you went through the first course, because I want to make sure that you understand what I've already taught before I teach you more. Because it's almost like where we leave off in the Geek Labs program, the advanced picks up. So I don't want to have to worry about having to retrain somebody who didn't go through my first labs in the middle of the advanced while you guys already know it. It's not fair to you guys. So that's why I offer it that way. Kim, if you want to go ahead, will you send a private message to my assistant, and we will definitely talk to you about that, because I agree with you. So you can send an email to support at aliciarittenhouse.com, and we'll chat with you about that. Sound good? So are there any other questions tonight? Do you have any questions about the content that we went over in the webinar, even though you couldn't see it? I'm not sure what happened. You should have been able to, so we'll definitely have to check with, go to my webinar and find out what was going on with that. Kim, sorry, Kim, if Kim could, yes. This is a great question. So when you set up a deadline on your website for new clients, how do you word that? It's not so much that you're creating a deadline as much as you're letting clients know when you're back open for service. So think about it when your favorite performer goes on tour again. They tell you what date their tickets are going on sale, right? So think of yourself, I guess, as a performer, and your tickets are your services that you can offer. You know, every month you can only offer so many services. So when that service opens up, like maybe you're working on a website project that is going to take up more time. So you have to put that gate up that's saying, I can't take on any new clients until I finish this project. And I know that I'm not going to finish this project until February 21st. So on your website, you would say, I am currently not accepting new clients until February 21st. If you would like to get on the list and schedule your consultation, email me here. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You're creating urgency simply by saying you're not taking on new clients until February 21st. So by putting that on there, they're like, oh, wow. If she's not taking on new clients, she must be really good. Clients really want to work with her. I really want to work with her. So I want to make sure and get on that list so that I can be that first person that works with her when she's available again. Right? So you can just add it on there saying, I'm busy. I can't take new clients until March 1st. Or maybe it's that every month you only take new clients on the first week of the month because you can't budget otherwise. So every month that date changes from March 1st to April 1st, to April 1st to May 1st, May 1st to June 1st, and so on. You just need to figure out what works best for you and put it on there. They're going to follow suit with whatever you have on your website. Remember, whatever you tell them to do, if they're hot, that's what they're going to do. You could even put a $100 deposit button on there and have them pay a deposit to hold that seat, and they're going to pay it because they want that seat, right? So it's all about the psychology and creating the urgency. It's not necessarily that you really are that busy. It's that you can't take a client on that comes to your website today. You can't take them on tomorrow. You know that. You probably won't even be able to find time for them next Monday, right? You probably won't be able to find time for them till at least February 13th. Even if you have one client, you have to give them a little bit of a sense of, I'm sorry, I'm busy and I schedule my time. I can't allow for you to invade my schedule within 24 hours, right? So let them know a date that you are available and that you will work with them to get things going by that date. Cool. Glad that cleared it up. So we're reaching the hour mark, and I know we got a little bit of a late start. We just had freaking technology problems all night tonight. Why not? I've got a Yingling in my hand because there's no better way to do a webinar than with a beer in your hand, especially when you're having technical glitches and you're supposed to be the techie queen, right? So shit happens and you just roll with the punches. No matter how much you know about technology, there's always going to be something that trips you up. So don't ever feel like you're on a high horse and you know everything, because you don't. Especially me right now. I feel very stupid and I'm like, why did that just not work? So I'm going to go to webinar. I'm going to drink my beer and find out why that did not work. And I'm going to also export the PDFs for you guys so that you have them ASAP so that you can take a look at what we talked about. Because one thing that I want to leave you guys on with tonight is that implementing at the exact moment that you want to implement something, don't wait on it. Don't say, "Oh, I'm going to implement this next week," because you will not implement it next week. You will not take action unless you take action now. Motivation is something that can come and go as quickly as the breeze, right? And when you are inspired to do something, you should always act then. That inspiration can quickly go away and you'll feel back at your stuck spot. But when you're inspired, when you're hearing all of these new ideas of ways that you can make yourself better, or ways that you can make yourself, or your business, ways that you can make your business better, you're going to act on them. So I'm going to go now and I'm going to export my PDFs for you guys so that you guys can get them and you guys can start implementing right away, because I want you guys to have the best business ever. The best business that you could ever imagine. Because I can tell you 6 years ago, I never would have imagined this for my business right now. Never. Never would have guessed. I was just happy that at that time I was charging $20 an hour, because that was double what I was making in corporate America. And so I just want to help VAs see what their potential is and see that you can charge over $50 an hour for your skills. It's possible, it's doable, and the clients are going to be banging your door down when you know how to do it. So I hope you will join us in the next Geek Labs. And if it's not right for you, get your name on the waiting list, because I've got a waiting list for you, and we'll get you hooked up the next time it comes around. And I hope that you implement at least one thing from tonight's webinar, because it will help you create success and it will help you create a business with a waiting list. So this was Alicia Rittenhouse tonight with a lot of technical difficulties, but a very great and very powerful webinar. I hope you enjoyed it, and until the next time, I will see you soon. Thanks.